All right, good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday Testimonial. These have been really awesome, and I'm just so excited for this one. Also, every time I'm just excited. Sorry, I'm just admitting somebody. Here we go. So, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nicole. I've been with Plexus for about 3 years now, and my experience with it has been like in so many different directions. I love the community, the products, the company, everything about it. And these four ladies that are going to be sharing tonight are going to be sharing in different aspects of what Plexus has done for them. And granted, it's such a short time that they're sharing when they could be going all day long with their incredible journey with Plexus. So if there's any questions at the end, we're definitely going to take anything people have. And I just want to throw out there real quick that Plexus is a gut health company that you won't believe does so many different things. And that is what these four ladies are about to share with us. So I am going to pass the screen over to Miss Chrissy.
Thanks, Nicole. My name is Chrissy Kennerson, and I am so glad to be with you here tonight and to share a little bit about my story. I think, Nicole, you said it well. We could go on all night, but I've been told to keep it to 5 minutes, so I will do my best. So I will start off my story with Plexus. Really is more recent than this, but I started noticing food sensitivities when I was 18 years old. And I'm 38, so that was 20 years ago. And so I'm in college and I start to notice that I just feel sick. I just felt off at times, and I just thought that that was normal. And so I kind of went through my college years and just, called it night sickness. And it was just something that I dealt with. My stomach hurt at night and didn't really think much of it. I actually studied nutrition. And when I was in grad school for nutrition, I remember it was actually in a supplement class. It was alternative medicine and supplement master's degree class. And I remember sitting in the classroom thinking, my stomach hurts so badly. I think I'm going to have to call somebody to come pick me up because I don't think I can drive home. And I was like, this does not seem right, but I'm sure it has something to do with food. I just couldn't figure out what it was. So that was just kind of my normal. So fast forward a few years, I graduated from college. I was actually a dietitian for a while. Still getting increasingly sick. Like my stomach would just bother me mostly at night, but it started to, take over more of my day at this point. Once I started having babies, I don't know, I think it's hard on the body to have babies. So, my body didn't respond quite as well and just continued to get more and more symptoms of food sensitivities, basically is what it was. After I had my fifth baby, I got to the point where I really couldn't eat anything without feeling sick. And at this point, it really started to get my attention because I wasn't able to show up as the mom or the wife or the friend or the employee that I wanted to be. The symptoms that I had I wrote them down because there were so many. And it's hard to remember now, how bad it was, but I thought about it for a minute. So I'm going to share with you these things. Headaches, just kind of a low grade, constant headache, brain fog, not able to think clearly. I thought that was all due to having babies. Evidently, it's not only that. Skin problems, allergies. I was allergic to horses and goats, which I have and I love. I had trouble keeping weight off. I just seemed to gain weight really easily. I had cravings for sugar, all the time. It was terrible. Joint pain. My joints started to hurt. And I was just exhausted. I took a nap every day, pretty much. I stopped planning things for my afternoon because I had to sleep because I was so tired. And so I remember being at, we were at a wine tasting with some friends, and I was probably complaining to my friend, which I don't love that I was doing that, but I was. And I was telling her about all these things, and she looks at me and she's like, Chrissy, weren't you a dietitian? Like, couldn't you just figure out what your problem is and heal yourself? And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I should look into that. So at that point, that was, my youngest is 4 years old now. So 4 years ago, I started looking into gut health and really like, what does it look like to heal your body from the inside out? And once I started looking at all the symptoms that came from having an imbalanced gut, I was like, oh, I think that's what I have. So I did some pretty extreme elimination diets, some gut healing diets, really learned a lot, gained a lot of knowledge, and started a journey of healing and recovery. So I went about as far as I could with diet. And then I decided to reach out to a functional medicine doctor because I wasn't gaining like I wanted to, still having a lot of symptoms. And he introduced me to supplements. So he gave me a great kind of foundational education for supplements. And I really started to experience healing with these supplements. They were very expensive, and they only took me so far. And so it was at that point, it was a summer 2 years ago, that Ashley, who's here on this call, called me up out of the blue. We actually went to school together in our undergrad, but hadn't really connected since then. But she's like, can I tell you what I'm doing for my gut health? And I was like, yeah, I need that because I feel like I've exhausted all the other possibilities. I was like, yes, come and tell me what you're doing. And so she came and she shared with me. And at that point, I was really frustrated because I had tried so many things at this point, and I was still battling that same exhaustion and brain fog. And, like, I wanted to show up for my kids. I have 5 kids. And I mean, that takes energy. And I wanted to be present for my husband and my friends. And I had, my family has a business. I wanted to work and contribute. And I was just so like at the end of my own strength. And my joints hurt. So I started taking ProBio 5. That's what I started with. And within a couple of weeks, my joint pain went away. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I started on more of the products after that. And I did triplex for 6 months. And it has it totally changed my health, my just like all of those symptoms that I listed off began to like fade into the background. It's not an overnight fix, but like looking back on it from where I am today, like I don't have any foods that I can't eat. Obviously if you eat good foods, you feel better. And that I believe very strongly. But I'm not limited in my food choices. Like I can go out with my family to a restaurant and eat the food there. And I can, I don't have to take a nap every afternoon. I can think clearly. I can exercise. I'm not controlled by cravings. My weight is, back to where it was before I had all these babies. I feel like I'm 20 years younger than I am. Probably because I didn't feel that great when I was 20 years younger. But I am just so grateful. I feel like these products and the community support that came along with it has been phenomenal. Just really changed the trajectory of my health and wellness. And I could go on and on about my family and how all my kids and my husband have benefited from this, but I'm going to cut it off there because I know there's more great stories. But that's my story. These products have been amazing in helping me achieve the gut health that I needed so that I could show up for my life, which is so full. And I'm so grateful for that.
Oh, wow, Chrissy. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's like, think about 20 years you went with having belly issues and then going to the alternative doctor who then, was getting you feeling a little better. But it wasn't until Ashley introduced Plexus to you did you realize that, whoa, that this is it. This is making it so I don't have to stress when I go to a restaurant and I can find what I want to eat without issues. Yay! That's awesome. Now you have the energy for your 5 kiddos. That's great. All right. Christy, I cannot wait to hear your story.
Thank you, Nicole. So I'm 50 years old and I have suffered all of my life with health issues. The biggest one for me was in 2012 when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was devastating for me and I knew it was going to be challenging. I was a single mom. I decided that it was time to have bilateral mastectomies with reconstruction, as I had previously had 9 lumpectomies. So I knew that I just needed to do this. It didn't go well as I thought it might, but I needed to win, so I just kept plugging away. I developed a staph infection that nearly took my life, and I had 16 weeks of chemo. So 8 years later, here I am doing good. And I can thank my family, friends, my physicians, and Plexus. To give you an idea of my other health issues throughout life, though, I have hypothyroidism. I have diabetes type 2. I've had 9 concussions, legit concussions. I have a non-curable blood disorder that progresses to leukemia, so I really need to keep myself healthy. I suffered from migraines, and fatigue is a huge, huge one for me. I craved sugar all of my life, and I just didn't have a very healthy diet. I was always on the go with my daughter. So I had very poor gut health. I then fought my cancer, and I had to go on some medication post-cancer, and I gained 30 pounds, which was then devastating for me. And I couldn't sleep well. I just didn't feel good ever. The medications for my blood disorder were an oral chemo medication as well, so that didn't help things. But now, after being on Plexus for 4 years, I no longer fall asleep at my desk every afternoon, which was really a legit thing. I get up every morning, I drink my pink drink. I think it's just magical. I eat healthier, I'm working out, I live a very active lifestyle, and have a lot of fun. I have no more afternoon struggles. I have a very busy job, so that's important to me. I have less anxiety. I've now lost those 30 pounds. I sleep better. I have less headaches, and I'm to the point that they are going to put me back into the pre-diabetic category once I have one more blood test to show my A1C level down. And my blood pressure, which was extremely high to the point that I got admitted once. They thought I had a stroke, and I really didn't want to go on medication for that. So that is truly the reason why I started Plexus originally. And my blood pressure is now within normal limits. So that's exciting with no medication. And just able to live a very active lifestyle. I love to go golfing. I love to go to the beach. I like snowmobile a lot, and it takes a lot of physical activity from me, a lot of energy. I love to travel and spend time with my family and friends. And those things once exhausted me to the point that I would talk myself out of doing them because I just didn't have the energy to put into it. I use many of the Plexus products that are offered. And I like that they're backed by science and they're customizable to each of us. And it just feels good to say that I feel good and can enjoy my life. So thank you.
Oh my goodness, Christy. I haven't heard your story before. And I wish I could hug you.
Thank
You're welcome. You went through a lot.
you.
Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm so glad you're here. And I see like your posts and how you guys are very busy and very active. And thank goodness that you found something that can help you and that you're here. And oh, I just wish I could hug you. Thank you so much for sharing, Christy. Oh my goodness. Okay, deep breath. Laura, hi, pretty girl. Good to see your face. All right, we can't wait to hear your story.
It's funny. So I have been here and very present for everybody's testimony, but Mama needed a late night shower and nobody wanted to see any of that getting ready process. So that's what I was doing. Feels nice to shower, doesn't it? Anybody else not do that as much lately? Yeah. So, hi. It's kind of crazy because it's been a long time since I've done a testimony, and it's almost, Chrissy, I know exactly what you mean by when you're like, I forget how bad I felt. Like, I forgot how debilitating my anxiety used to be from severe domestic violence that I went through with a relationship with my daughter's father. I fled, really short story, I fled in 2016 in September when she was 6 weeks, went to a domestic violence women's shelter on the other side of the country, had severe inflammation the whole time, and I like could see it and I felt like there was something wrong. So flash forward a year later, the year anniversary that I left my ex, diagnosed with MS, fun stuff, autoimmune disease. Your immune system literally eats the cords of your nerves in your body. Wrong message. So diet does affect that also. I was just feeling puffy. I couldn't feel my limbs. I was tired. I was hormonal. I was inflamed. I was in this state of shock from this awful environmental situation I was going through. And I felt like I just had a dark cloud over my head. And I lived, once I finally came home with my parents, for a year behind shades, like not talking to anybody, not going outside my house, like very fearful of life. And then ever since I was pregnant, I went through serious heartburn, like debilitating heartburn. Like I remember sitting at my desk chair and just like tears were streaming because I could just feel it just coming. And like and I was 8 months pregnant, and I'm like, I've had the max amount of Zantac that I can have for the day. I can't do anything else. What can I do? I'm growing a baby. I just have to live with this. And then I suffered with that after my pregnancy. Luckily, by the grace of God, we do not sell this. We share this. I scrolling through my feed thinking, I'm about to go on antidepressants because I am so sad about living in fear with my heartburn, with not feeling my limbs, with this new MS, having to have an infusion 4 to 6 weeks. I just turned 30. I'm like, is this my life? Am I just always going to feel awful and sad and angry? That deep down rage anger that if your toddler asks you too many questions, you just can't help but flip your top. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So scrolling through Facebook like we all do, I see before and after pictures of my friend Diana Chapman, who I wish was on this call. Vanity called out to me because I saw a very unhappy picture. And then I saw a very happy picture 4 months later where she clearly had lost a lot of weight, a lot of inches. And I think, I'm inflamed, I'm puffy, I have all this hormone imbalance, this baby weight, I'm sad, what do I do? I started talking to her. She asked me what I was struggling with. I said, heartburn, number one, heartburn is my thing. She goes, wow, that's candida yeast overgrowth. What's that? I didn't need to know anything besides I trusted my friend to guide me with a recommendation of what was going to help me. And within 1 week of starting on the triplex, the abdominal cramping that I always contributed to hormonal imbalance, to just, I thought I had bad periods. It was really my gut It was my gut cramping because the things that I was eating, the things that I wasn't getting out of my body. P.S. Our bellies are not a treasure chest. Get that booty out, that S out, let it go, let it go. Once I started to get to the root of my issues, attack my inflammation, strengthen my gut health, balance my hormones, my emotions started to level off. I started to get to the root of my issues instead of putting these Zantac 75s, these Tums, these antidepressants that, thank God, my doctor told me that I couldn't get in an appointment for, because I don't know where I'd be right now. And I know that with consistency, with self-love, confidence, with this amazing support system that I found of these friends when I literally lived in a hole and talked to no one, like, this is the best decision that you could ever make. And I literally am going to tear up that I'm so happy right now that I still do it and I have all of you. So thank you.
Oh, Laura. Oh, I just want to hug you all. I'll just hug you all. It's okay. I totally understand. Totally. You, honey, if you were like hidden away and you have completely blossomed, like we never would have known, and you have overcome so much. And I remember when you started and you were doing your treatments for your MS, and I remember thinking, oh, she looks so tired. And you just keep blossoming, and don't stop, honey. You're doing a great job. Okay.
I will tell you, it's very important. Like Brooke Hemingway says, move 30 minutes a day, at least 6 days a week. That helps my MS. That helps everybody. Keep it going. Keep moving. Don't stop.
Very true. Thank you for the reminder. Awesome. All right, Miss Angela, I cannot wait. I love your shirt that you're wearing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's kind of flashy with all the glitter, but you know,
Love it.
I saved it for a special occasion. So my story, I'm often timid to share my story, and I'm getting over this fear of that it's not really a story. How my unstory is now changing into a story, because stories tell us how we relate to other people. And I do hear so many times that, you know, if I reach out to somebody, they might automatically make the assumption that I'm trying to sell them a weight loss program, or that they need to be sick to take this. And obviously, if you are sick and you want to lose weight, this is perfect for you, as evidenced by all of these stories. And these go on and on and on. There's so many of these stories. But my story is just one of wellness, of a person who was healthy to begin with. I believe in preventive health. I'm a passionate person when it comes to caring for others. And I was drawn to this company because it's called the Health and Happiness Company. I mean, who doesn't want to be healthy and happy? So I'm here to tell my story for people who don't feel like they already eat well. They already move their body. Why would they need to supplement? Well, here's a story for that. You just chalk so many things up to, well, I'm a mama now, or I'm getting older, or, you know, I ate something that didn't agree with me. But as I started my journey, little things started to add up, you know, and it's made me who I am today. And some of those things I started to list off earlier, because I was like, I've got to get objective with this. I have to get objective with my story, because I have had some things improve. Not that they were terrible before, but it's so much better. And I'm getting older, and my child is getting older, and he requires more energy of me. The quality of my sleep, hands down, the most foundational thing as a human is to get a quality good night's sleep, which in turn gives me longer sustained energy throughout the day. No more fatigue. my hair, skin, and nails is just glowing and growing. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to have it dyed or cut in a while, but I did have some inflammation and puffiness that it has definitely reduced. It looks like I've lost weight, but I've kind of maintained the same weight without making major changes to my diet. I can still eat what I want. I can still enjoy food. I can still go to a family gathering and not have to worry that I'm going to have a cheeseburger. I can still drink beer and eat pizza on Friday night and not feel bad about it because I'll just, my gut can handle it. I just have an overall balanced feeling and I'm enjoying my life a lot more. And another thing is my mood and my emotions. It's super hard as a female, I think, sometimes to talk about your emotions and how crappy that you feel and how it's easy to fly off the handle and it just happens less. And nobody is perfect. I don't have a perfect day every day. But it is a heck of a lot better than it was. I'm regular in the bathroom, regular monthly cycle. Everything is I just feel so good. I have gotten so much more confident in my own skin, which is a huge thing for people. People are just uncomfortable, and this will make you comfortable in your skin. You fit in your clothes better. If you can be comfortable in your own skin, you can do so many hard things, like get on a Zoom and tell people your story. This community is so encouraging and inspiring, and it surrounds you and it engulfs you, and it becomes your life. Your news feed is no longer filled with people complaining and people who are negative. It's now filled with people who are exercising and have healthy habits and post inspiring quotes. I feel happy and joyful more. I'm content and peaceful way, way, way more. I have a zest for life that before I didn't feel as zesty as I do. And I crave a healthy routine. I want to drink water. I want to eat vegetables. I'm putting things in my body that are doing something really good for it. So I just want to make that trickle throughout my whole day and my whole week, my whole month, and my whole life. My thoughts have changed. My actions have changed, and my whole being has changed because of Plexus, because of the community. And I love it. And I love helping people find their path. If they're sick, if they need to lose weight, if they think they're healthy and they're okay, I bet I can make it better. So look at that, 9:00. I can be done.
You're so funny. I love it. You did, that was great. I love your untold story. You're so right though. And it always comes back a big part to the community. And, Angela and I never really would have met if we didn't get lost together in Vegas. And we were there because of Plexus. And
yeah,
the community is amazing. And so I'm just, you're right. Even when we think we're healthy, there's always something that we can improve, and
it's something we can prevent. I mean,
yes, that's huge. That's huge.
Are you going to spend it on wellness or, wait till you get sick and then try to fix it? It's kind of just staying ahead of it.
Yep, exactly. That's absolutely correct. Can't agree more. Oh my
Really
gosh.
quick, I just want to say I was so lonely before, and all of you guys, you brighten my day. People that are just lonely, come and join us. We lift each other up. I cannot wait to meet all of you. COVID. Seriously.
Exactly.
I want to be bear hugging all of you guys.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Does anybody else have anything that they want to ask or they want to share before we conclude? No? So all I can say is that I'm so grateful that I know all of you. even if I haven't physically met you all in person yet. Most of you I have. Laura, we have never physically seen each other, I don't think. No, no. Someday soon, hopefully.
Mhm.
But just because of plexus that focuses on gut health, that then just spreads out and changes so much of our system physically and emotionally, and then even bringing in friendships that literally, truly will last forever, I feel. So please, please reach out to the person that shared this video with you, because we love you, they love you, and we want the best for you.
Mhm.
So I am going to end, and I'm going to say, that's right, peace and good night.